Have you ever noticed that your grocery bill is getting higher, even though you're buying the exact same things? That your savings don't stretch as far as they used to? Or that your salary seems to rise, but your lifestyle doesn't improve? It's not your imagination. You're not bad at budgeting. You're not cursed with bad luck. There's a hidden force at play. It's silent, it's constant, and it's quietly draining your wealth every single day. It's called inflation. And in this video, we're going to uncover how inflation is stealthily stealing your money and what you can do to protect yourself before it's too late. Let's dive in. Part 1. What is inflation, really? Inflation is often described as the rise in prices over time. But that's only half the truth. Because what's really happening is this: your money is losing value. Let's break it down. If you had $100 in 1990, it could buy you a cart full of groceries. That same $100 today? Barely a few bags. Inflation reduces the purchasing power of your money. That means you're working the same hours, saving the same amount, but getting less in return. Worse? The system is designed to have inflation. Most central banks target a 2% inflation rate every year. Sounds small, right? But over 20 years, 2% inflation cuts your money's value by nearly half. Part 2. The invisible tax. Think of inflation as a tax. Not one you vote on, not one you see on your paycheck, but one that quietly erodes your savings year after year. Here's how it works. Let's say you've saved $1,000. You put it in a regular savings account with 1% interest. But inflation is at 5%. That means in real terms, you're losing 4% a year. So after 1 year, your money buys less, even though the number went up. This is how the system keeps people running on a financial treadmill. You save and save, but you're falling behind without even realizing it. Part 3. Why inflation happens. So where does inflation come from? Let's break down the main causes. Money printing. When governments create more money without increasing the value behind it, the value of each dollar drops. 2020 was a perfect example. In just a few months, the US printed trillions of dollars. Result? Prices skyrocketed in 2021 and 2022. 2. Supply and demand shocks. When demand rises fast, like during post-pandemic recovery, but supply can't keep up, prices go up. This is called demand pull inflation. 3. Rising costs of production. When raw materials, wages, and shipping costs rise, companies raise prices. That's cost push inflation. 4. Wage inflation. If workers demand higher pay, companies raise prices to maintain profits, which leads to even more inflation. It's a cycle, and it's hard to stop once it starts. Part 4. The real-world impact. Inflation doesn't affect everyone equally. It hurts the poor and middle class the most. Here's why. Rich people own assets that rise with inflation, like real estate and stocks. Middle and lower income households mostly hold cash or low-yield savings. So, while prices go up, your paycheck stays the same. Your rent goes up, but your income doesn't. And your dollar is worth less and less. Real-world examples. Gasoline went from $2,000 to $3.50 in a few years. Eggs, milk, and basic groceries have doubled in price. Rent in major cities is up 40% in under 5 years. Inflation doesn't feel like a robbery. But over time, it's one of the biggest threats to your financial future. Part 5. The psychological trap. The worst part? Most people don't even realize it's happening. Because prices rise gradually, people adjust their expectations. It becomes normal to pay $7 for coffee. Normal to spend $2,000 a month on rent. Normal to think saving $1,000 is a lot. This is called money illusion. You see bigger numbers on your paycheck, but don't feel any richer. You might get a 5% raise, but if inflation is 7%, you're actually losing money. This illusion keeps people trapped, working harder but staying broke. Part 6. Inflation versus your savings. Let's say you saved $5,000 in a bank account. It feels like a smart move. But if inflation averages 5%, in just 10 years, that $5,000 will have the purchasing power of only $3,000. This is why cash is not king during inflation. You need to make your money work harder than inflation. Holding cash feels safe, but in reality, it's slowly dying. And most banks give interest rates far below inflation. Part 7. How the rich beat inflation. So how do the wealthy protect themselves? They understand one simple rule: buy assets, not liabilities. Here's how. Stocks. Many companies increase prices with inflation, which raises their profits and stock prices. Real estate. As inflation rises, so does property value. And rent. Commodities, gold, oil, and other physical assets often rise during inflation. Businesses. Owning a business means you can adjust prices and protect margins. Cryptocurrencies. Some investors use decentralized like Bitcoin as a hedge. Meanwhile, the average person keeps their money in cash, buys consumer goods that depreciate, and pays interest on debt that never shrinks. Part 8. What you can do about it. It's not all doom and gloom. You can fight back against inflation starting today. Here's how. Invest regularly. Even small amounts in index funds can grow over time and beat inflation. Buy assets that grow. Real estate, stocks, and side businesses are your best defense. Avoid holding too much cash. Have an emergency fund, but invest the rest. Increase your income. Learn high-income skills, start a side hustle, or grow your career. Cut lifestyle inflation. Don't increase spending every time you get a raise. Save and invest the difference. Use debt strategically. Good debt, like a mortgage on a rental property, can work for you during inflation. Inflation is the silent thief. It doesn't knock on your door. It doesn't show up on your paycheck. But it's there, every day, taking a little more from your future. Now that you understand how it works, you have a choice. You can stay in the system, watching your money lose value, or you can take control. Invest, learn, grow, and build wealth that beats inflation. Because the truth is, the system is rigged. But now, you know how to beat it. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on how to master your money and protect your future. Stay smart, stay sharp, and we'll see you in the next one.